Welcome back, guys. CJ versus Jin Air. Jin Air is crushing him so far on the back of SOS. It's 2-0 already, taking out Hero and Ragnarok. Surprising sniper pick there on Echo. He does go down. Who is the next player they're going to send up against SOS? The map is going to be Expedition Lost.
That's the scary question right now, Valdez. Who else do they have that they could possibly bring out to deal with a scary Protoss player like SOS? It really is the question we're all waiting to hear. Do they want to send out maybe another Protoss? Is it time? Do they want to send out a Hush now?
Is it time for Hush?
Hush on Expedition Lost, the PvP that we don't normally get to see?
No. To be honest, I think Hush was the choice for last game, but I don't want to see him now. Because even if he wins on Expedition Lost, which, you know, we don't even know if that's going to happen. He has to go into Cactus Valley next. There are a lot of players on Jinner, I think, that can take him out easily on that big map.
Is it Byung? Is it Byung time?
I suppose. I mean, he's not going up against a Zerg player on Expedition Lost. He knows that much.
He knows the very least that. We'll find out in a second.
Who's it going to be? It's going to be Byung coming out already.
All right. They're bringing out the last big gun as CJ have. And this guy went down pretty horribly yesterday to Rain in ZVP in the GSL Grand Finals. So it's kind of a scary thing to think about today, man. Especially now that SOS is on a roll already. It is Expedition Lost, though, so he does have that going for him.
It really comes down to where his mindset is after that loss yesterday. If he can just wipe that from his memory and play for today, he was able to do it last time. He was able to sweep them last time, in fact, or at least take 3 games. So if he can come out and do something similar, CJ is definitely not out of this.
Definitely not. SOS looking for kill number 3. I think he'll be a little happy that it is Biel, but this map makes things a little bit more complicated. You obviously got to see how Biel was playing yesterday and exactly what Rain did to take him apart. Could be looking for the same thing.
Yeah. I love hearing this song and looking at SOS after he takes down 2 people. So you put 2 bullets into 2 people's head, and now he's up on next here going up against Biel.
Right.
He's just like got his tongue on his cheek, just looking like a badass. He's like, well, who's next? I don't care.
He ain't even smiling anymore. He's just ready to kill.
Yeah.
This guy's on another level.
He's already done his job. Behind SOS, we have Maru, we've got Rogue, we've got so many different players that can come out easily and take games.
I think if he beats Biel right now, he's going to 4-0.
I would agree with you there. I would actually agree with you 100% because SOS is that player. He draws on that energy, and if he can take out one of the best Zerg players in the world right now, right here on Expedition Lost, Zerg favorite map, a lot of people would say, although Zest made it look easy the last time he played against Biel on this map, so
that is true.
Could go either way here, I believe.
Pretty tricky matchup for Zerg these days. So, there are a lot of them running into a wall, especially if they go to the late game. It's all about getting there for the Protoss.
Really what it's about. I think we're about to jump into this game number 3. Biel looking ready to go. He doesn't look too taken back from that loss yesterday. It looks pretty focused for today, I would have to say.
Well, we'll jump in just a sec. I'm excited to see what Biel has to offer. He hasn't had any time at all to prepare for this either, mind you.
Yep, none at all. Although he did prepare against mostly, Protosses.
That is true.
The last long while.
That is true.
He also did take out SOS in the GSL round of 4, so keep that in mind. He does have that history. Maybe he can use that today. He's definitely got a good read on SOS. Let's see how it's going to go down right now on Expedition Lost for game number 3. Here in the top right, in the green, is SOS and the Jin Air Green Wings.
Down here in the bottom left for CJ, the second ace of the team, it's Biel. Has to get this win, or I think CJ are just going to be out of this.
That was a weird face Biel just made. That's kind of the face I make when you're playing a game and you're just getting streaked. And you're just like, well, I guess I lost. It's kind of the face he just made. I'm kind of worried for him right now.
Yeah, well, he no doubt can't be coming to this with a very positive mindset, dealing with Protoss a lot in recent times and having very little success.
The only real success I think he had was against SOS in that round of 4.
And SOS could have really fixed his stuff since then, too. Like, he could have gone back, looked at them like, this is how I lost. This is how everyone else is beating BL right now. But Expedition lost. You know.
Also, SOS is so good for best of ones. You know, BL did see the style that he was playing on that last map, but SOS played very straight up. There was nothing of that game in game number 2 where he played against Ragnarok that was kind of like, oh, that's SOS, you know, you got to be careful of this. I mean, BL already knows what the possibilities are, but SOS is extremely tricky.
Yeah, there's no real tells there. And look at that, same build as last game. So SOS not even going to mix it up this time around. He's going to play straight up to start things off.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just plays very similar.
Yeah.
Similarly to the way he did in game number 2.
This kind of build order as well, you get a lot of options. You know? He's going to be maybe looking for it. No. Just baiting it out. Baiting out that probe chicken.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing down here? Drone. Going to push him out now. Probe coming back here for SOS. Just wants to scout and make sure BL's not being too aggressive.
Yeah, looking to delay this Nexus by the looks of things. Second probe coming down pretty early, too. It's going to give him more than enough time to deflect this drone.
Nice micro there by SOS to push him out. And it looks like BL may just do the same thing that Ragnarok did in the last game, to steal one gas.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be that. Nice. Fair enough. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ragnarok had a fantastic start and mid-game last game. You know, it was just about that late-game decision-making, what he should go for in the amount of time he had. And I'm sure BL's going to not make that same mistake. BL has a very different way of playing things as well.
Yeah, he really does. The only thing I worry about BL on this map is that game where I saw him up against SOS. Like, kind of same format, best of one. You know, SOS is a little bit more tired, but, you know, different game here against BL. And BL just... You know, he was throwing Hydras up a ramp in the back door. SOS had like 1 sentry and a couple of cannons. Took down like 10 Hydras for free, basically.
Right.
And then he like tried this all-in desperate attack at the third base because he had no transition, and they just like GG'd out. And I'm like, whoa, that doesn't look like BL to me.
No. Well, I think we could see more of that today, if yesterday has anything to do with it.
Yeah. If it tells us anything.
Cheerful.
Says yesterday GSL. He's from Ulsan. I think that's pretty south of South Korea.
I've heard of that before. Ulsan.
Said yesterday GSL, today Pro League. My life is awesome because I'm a Starcraft fan.
It's true. You do have a pretty awesome life if you like Starcraft, that's for sure.
I actually just made that part up. It didn't actually say that on the sign, but that's what he meant to say.
That's totally what he meant.
I know there's some like Korean in the chat. He's like, that's not what it said.
You're fine, Valdez. Oh. He's going to put down another rowboat.
He's going to hide it.
Yeah, he's going to keep it hidden for now. He's going to find that other Ling. Ling's at the south of the main base. Stalker heading there.
Overlord poking in, but not going all the way, and does not see the robotics facility.
Now, there's more Lings at the front of this base, but it looks like he's not going to commit any more to scouting it. Going to keep him outside, keep an eye on what is out there. Look for that third base and maybe try and pick up that natural ramp. Have an idea. See if we can poke for the scout. A couple more gateways being added, which is something different than last time, Valdez.
Yeah, the gateway's coming out much faster. And an S-Clan.
All right.
Yep.
That happened.
And we're going to see the War Prism come out again, but this time BL does see. And he is going to know what this is.
Ah, he does see it. Very sneaky Overlord. So I wonder what the plan originally was from SOS. Maybe he was going to go for... Actually, all right, now we know exactly what it is. 5 gateways on the way. 6 gate, War Prism.
He's going for that ramp.
He's going for that ramp.
I suppose he doesn't have to, but...
Well, he can go anywhere with this.
It's a nice idea.
The power of going this kind of style, and look at that, an Immortal as well being made.
Oh.
But the power of this style is that, you know, you get the Warp Prism over the other side of the map as Warp Gate finishes, and you just pop down a big Warp in at once, and you can just do so much damage.
Yeah, so many gateways coming down. I think that Overlord sees the gateways over there to the left side, but he's made a round of 7 drones. His Rotorn is only finishing up now. The speed just started.
And he's still droning behind this. This is the scarier thing. So we're going to see some aggression come in here. It's going to really create some chaos for BL. And then there's going to be that Immortal and then behind this ult to just do so much extra damage. Yeah. And great place with that probe as well. You know, he's going to have a very sneaky pylon up there for when the attack actually begins.
That is so sick. And finally we see Biel making some units, but may just be a bit late, you know. All of these gateways are going to be powered up now. Looks like SOS is not going too aggressive just yet.
I think he's just forcing out units that he doesn't want to make at this point. And look at that, still a lot more drones coming out for Biel as well.
Yeah. 6 more drones get made.
So greedy right now. Currently at 54 drones to the 36 probes of SOS.
He's a very calculated all-in out of SOS. He's making only 36. That's about it. Look at all these Zealots. It's going to be Zealots. Already 2 Immortals are out here. Just 1 Stalker, 1 Sentry.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for that second Immortal before he comes on up here. It's going to be a pretty tricky engagement, but that's a pretty tiny army for Biel right now. If SOS crashes in right now, he's going to have such an advantage in army supply. But the window is small. 11 more roaches on the way.
A lot of times with these all-ins, it's really about that timing window. When do you go for the attack? When do you decide? Because Biel's only got 11 Zerglings and before 7 roaches. Now a bunch of the roaches are popping out. But look at all these Protoss units. He's got so many Zealots.
Yeah, if he gets a good force field on this ramp at the right time, could be pretty important. It looks like he's using all the energy on that Guardian Shield.
All the energy there, and a big time warp on all the roaches in the back left there. And the Immortal is in the back doing so much damage. It's totally protected.
Yeah, these 2 Immortals have just got so much buffering with this many Zealots. And Biel is completely overran at this point. His roaches are running for his life. He's committing to drone attacking now.
Yep, and he's just trying to make as many roaches as possible to deal with this. Look at how many drones have gone down now. 16. He's got no natural base mining. And a full surround on all the rest of the roaches in the right side. The 2 Immortals are still alive with full health.
They're completely untouched, and these Zealots are they've done so much work. They've completely dominated these roaches. The Zealots alone managed to kill so many of the roaches. These Immortals are just there to clean everything else up.
Yep. This is a brutal build from SOS. I don't think Biel saw this coming, but very nicely planned.
Biel played way too greedy for this match and completely caught out.
You see more and more roaches coming out here, but again, the 2 Immortals just doing insane amount of damage. This Immortal has 17 kills. 17.
I bet half of them are, and the other one's got 20, mind you. GG.
Yep, GG. So well, there you go. SOS takes down Biel, and CJ doesn't have any more answers.
Well, they've got one last desperate answer, and I think it has to be Byung at this point.
And it most likely is almost definitely going to be Byung, but
SOS has killed all the ace players of the team.
Yep. Making it look easy. He doesn't even look that happy. He's like, you know, that was really easy.
Just another Zerg player.
Yeah. So I've done this so many times before.
I'm so used to this now. Next map, I believe it's going to be Cactus Valley, and it is indeed. So I guess we're going to see Byung come out here. I didn't know who else it would be.
No, I think it has to be Byung. And the question is, does Biel have the skill? Does he have the endurance to do a reverse all kill against Jin Air and their stacked lineup? I think the answer is no.
That's a pretty hard thing to do at this point for any player when they go up against the likes of Maru as well.
Yeah. You go TBT with Maru. Maru defeated Dream 4-1 in a TBT best of 7 in the first season of SSL. Maru very strong TBT. He's taken out Innovation, other big names as well. Made it look easy. Rogue, so good against Terran as well. And yeah, just a very sad day here for CJ, whereas SOS is just taking them down one by one.
Yeah, very sad couple of days for Biel, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So added to the list of losses against Protoss in recent times.
What a way to die, too.
Yeah.
Because you're in that situation where you're like, I have to get greedy here. The Protoss is so brutal on this map, I can't even really attack them on this map. They are so safe on 3 bases. So I'm just going to be greedy with my economy, try to play for that late game. But then the Protoss comes out and he does something like that he would have never expected. A 36 probe all in with Zealot Immortal, 1 Sentry
for
the Guardian Shield.
Yeah.
That's it. It was super well prepared, super well planned, and it was just so deadly.
I liked it so much too because it was the same opening that SOS did in the previous game.
Yeah.
So it looked exactly the same to a point. And then obviously everything else came with it with the Immortals and that many Zealots.
For sure. I mean, SOS, he is just a very, very smart Protoss player.
He's very intelligent.
He knows what he's doing.
Now, comes down to that final game.